We welcome you to Blues Game Day Live. We're here in California. The Anaheim Ducks are behind us, alongside Joe Vitale. I'm Darren Pang, and this is the final game before the All-Star break. The Blues hopefully aren't thinking about that All-Star break just yet. But I think in a day like this, Joe, where you were in this league a long time, you see these guys that are All-Stars. It's a special achievement. For the St. Louis Blues, Ryan O'Reilly gets to go, and boy, is there anyone more worthy than Ryan O'Reilly on the St. Louis Blues? I would say no. From start to finish, he's been great, hasn't he?
I mean, there's nothing really more you can say about what he's done this year and what he's done for this team, and a great acquisition in the summertime, and he's blown away my expectations. Yep. I think every fan's expectations. Face-off dot, he's contributing on the points-wise, his compete level, his leadership in the locker room, a well-deserving honor for a well-deserving man.
The last game in Los Angeles, he had another couple of assists in that game. It just seemed like from the get-go, winning face-off dot after face-off dot and competing and battling and dragging everybody else into it. He could sure use some help, because his work ethic right now is infectious. But let's go on Ryan O'Reilly, the All-Star. It's the second time that he's gone there, Joe. And you know, as a member of the Buffalo Sabres, it was a team that was still trying to get to even a level to compete for the playoffs. St. Louis Blues with high expectations, and yet during the middle of all this, you just look at Ryan and the way that he never gets low. I think that might be the part that impresses me the most. He's had 3 different point streaks of over 5 games this year. Yeah. So, he doesn't get too high, doesn't get too low, but boy, he stays strong in the middle.
Well, I think his ability, and he told me this once, and his dad reiterated it, his ability when you go into those slumps to keep those games short. Because that's the key. Because we're all going to go into slumps. You're all going to have bad games. But his ability to rebound from those bad games and not allow those bad games to creep up 3-4 games at a time. He will have a bad period. He'll have a bad game here or there maybe. But he usually bounces back so quickly. And like you mentioned, with Buffalo and All-Star, now with the St. Louis Blues, both teams not doing well in the standings. I think what's more impressive than anything is his ability to become an All-Star and to be productive on a struggling team. Not only a struggling team, Darren, but also a player who has to match up against other teams' top lines every single night, which is pretty tough.
Well, on KMOX, Joe Vitale's new to the business, but he and Chris Kerber have nailed it this year as partners, and you had some really good things to say about Ryan O'Reilly in the last game. I'm glad on social media that caught wind, so I wouldn't advise leaving your wife.
No,
but I'm glad that you have great admiration for him, because I listened to it a couple of times and I just laughing. Anyway, that's good stuff. You can check that out. It's on Twitter, by the way. Let's go to the other All-Star, the guy they're going to face tonight for the Anaheim Ducks. I mean, again, like Ryan O'Reilly for the St. Louis Blues, there's one individual that has stole the show here in Anaheim, and that's John Gibson. Boy, he is that good, and he is going to the All-Star game.
The local kid, from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Yep. I saw him a little bit in my years there. He would come out in summer times. He'd come out as a third goalie, and I remember a young kid, a big body. Yep. He takes up a lot of the net, kind of reminds you a little bit of Pecorino in some ways. Explosive power, gets left to right very well. But what do you like about him?
Well, I like a lot about him. I think he's become more competitive. I think as you get older in this game and you get more experience, you have to do less. And when you're as big as John Gibson, there's no need for oversliding and overmoving. You get to the middle of the net and let the puck come to you. And I think that's why he's a formidable force in the net, because there are big guys that you can see a lot of net. Those are the facts. You've been there before. Yeah. And then there are big guys that just look twice their size, and I think that's John Gibson. So you sprinkle that in with a few superlative saves here or there. They're one of the lowest scoring teams on home ice. They just can't get any offense to him going, so he's got to win a game 2-1 or 1-0, and boy, he's doing that. So that's what I like about John Gibson. I also have a great deal of respect for the Anaheim Ducks. I know they're going through a really difficult time. Randy Carlyle will get this team focused for this game. They've got some players that have not obviously played to their potential, but it seems like every time the Blues and the Kings, the Blues and the Ducks, when they play, it's just a bitter matchup, and so I expect that here. Let's take care of some business on the Blues side.
Let's do it.
Tyler Bozak and Zach Sanford, both off IR. That's really good news. Sanford has been playing so well, and Bozak, he goes under the radar, but he does a lot of little things well, Joe.
He does. He does a lot of face-offs for one. Defensively, he doesn't skate out of position. He defends from the inside out, which is the style of Blues hockey they really want to see. So he's going to be a big advantage tonight in the defensive zone. And a small thing, look for him back on that power play, that top unit. Oscar Sundqvist has done a terrific job in Bozak's absence, but Craig Berube loves a righty right in the middle there. And I believe it was Tyler Bozak who scored against Anaheim Mighty Ducks, and on the power play back in November when they played them on that Sunday afternoon.
That's exactly right. So that means we've got to send some boys down to the AHL. Looks like Jordan Nolan and Jordan Cairo, the two Jordans, are going back. For Jordan Cairo, we know he's going to be an explosive, dynamic player in the NHL, not getting the amount of minutes and going down to the American Hockey League and being a top 6, being a top 3 guy. That'll be good for him during the break. Same with Jordan Nolan. Mackenzie McEachran scored his first NHL goal. We've got 3 Blues that have scored their first NHL goals this year. Jordan Cairo, Robert Thomas, and now Mackenzie McEachran from Troy, Michigan. I've been impressed with his work ethic, Joe.
Oh, I love him. I think he's got a lot of jam. All game last time for the LA Kings, hard on the forecheck. He used that stick so well, aggressively. He gets both hands up right on the shaft, and he's cross-checking. He's got some bite in the corner. I think Craig Berube likes that. And Darren, I mean, Craig Berube, he just wants players to play aggressive. Just play hard, play aggressive, and you're gonna eat minutes up on this team.
And he's also a guy that he's okay playing like if it's 5 minutes or 6 minutes or 7 minutes, he can go in there and find that. He's more of a seasoned pro. Whereas a guy like Jordan Cairo, if he sits on the bench and he only plays 3 minutes through 40 minutes, tough for the kid to get out there and start flying like he can fly. So I think it's always a good experience to come up here and then go back and go, okay, I've got to do this better. I've got to do that better. And this will only be for the best for a guy like him. And we know that Jordan Nolan, he can come up and down anytime. Every time he comes up, I'm really impressed with him. He's just the ultimate pro as well. So that's that. And I just see that. That's that.
That's that.
How do you like?
We got it all.
It's a new broadcasting thing. That's that. Everybody.
Do we know the goaler for tonight?
Jordan Binnington will be in goal for the St. Louis Blues. It looks like, and it also looks like we've got the big John Gibson there. So the Blues are going to have to work hard for this game.
Yeah.
No question about that. I think a little bit more from the guys that are the top-end guys. They've gotten a lot from Sundqvist, a lot from Barbashev, a lot from the muckers and grinders down below.
Right.
Need a big game at the end from Vladdy Tarasenko. Maybe Jaden Schwartz can jump out of this hole that he's in. Braden Shen, they're all going to be thinking about their break. Hopefully they're really focused in on this one and they can feel good about the break. And not only that, 2 points behind Anaheim and 2 games in hand if the Blues were to win this game.
Empty the tank. That's the mindset. Empty the tank. You got a big break coming up. Leave it all out there tonight. I agree.
I like it. Empty the tank. Don't leave anything in the locker room.
Nothing.
You got it, big
Not
guy.
an ounce of sweat.
Looking forward to the game on KMOX. You and Curbs have got the call, and John Kelly and I. John Kelly took all the money on the golf course yesterday. He was outstanding. We'll have that on Fox Sports Midwest, and of course, 7 out of 5. Shoot, what time is that?
I don't know. Where are we?
7, 9, 8:30 pregame. 9 o'clock local time, 9 o'clock local Central Time, and so that means 8:30 pregame on both the television side and on the radio side. So enjoy your day, everybody. Enjoy the game tonight. Last game before the All-Star break for Joe Vitale. I'm Darren Pang. Have a great day, everybody.